Hello everyone and welcome back. We are working on our Kelvin Butterfingers comic for Monday. I'm sure many of you have noticed that I've kind of changed the name of the channel, seeing that I'm doing a little bit more of a role-playing as well as still doing our comics. And there are other channels that were very close to Rebel Brick. I figured if I could change it, and that way I'm not getting us confused with someone else. I don't want to knock any of their content or anything else. I just figured that way I'm not too close. And I did actually happen to find out that somebody else did have Rebel Brick as a name. So at this point, going forward, we're going to be of Bricks and Dragons. Just trying to keep it so that way, like I said, I don't want to take anything away from anybody else. You know, for whatever they want to create or anything, even if they've walked away for a while, I don't want to seem like I'm trying to steal their channel or any of their success. So, and that's really the reason why I've done that. So if there's any confusion or whatever, I do apologize. This is still doing some Legos, some role playing, just a lot of silliness, and that's what we're here for. So today's idea, we are going to have the group go skydiving. So here we have Wild Bill, and unfortunately, you know, I did come up with names for these guys, but I kind of forget their names. I think I wrote them down somewhere, but in the process of doing all the other silliness that I do, I think I misplaced the sheets. So being what it is, you know, we just kind of move on here. So if we're going to have Kelvin jump out of plane and parachute today, of course we're going to have Dusty do it as well. The only problems I had, now I already took pictures, so I already got the pictures I need. I'll kind of go through it a little bit so that way you guys can see. This way I'm not taking as much time trying to get everybody set in the right spot, but we can get it pretty close. I actually had this backpack on Wild Bill, and I have this one, which is an open one, and if you recognize it from any of the other series, this is one of the backpacks that you have the thieves use. So here we have the group lined up, and we actually have this picture taken. Well, Bill's telling them, hey, we're going to be jumping out of a plane. Want to make sure everybody knows how to do that for whatever. And this is an older cargo plane. And if we want to look at it, if I take the cover off, if I can do it without breaking it like I usually do, we actually do have two people in there side by side. He's got a coffee mug. Always good to see that he's got a coffee mug so he can stay awake while he's doing his cargo runs. Okay, so we have our characters. They get into the plane. Our next picture was Wild Bill kind of standing behind, and then we had Dusty kind of going inside there, trying to make it look like everybody's going in. From here we had our plane launch, and then we have everybody jumping out. Now I had a different background here while we're doing it, so trying to get this so that way everybody stands. This piece was originally flipped around, but I did it this way so I could get Wild Bill sitting here, so of course I could have him. And as you guys are able to see, and then we just had the guys come out, jump out, you know, one at a time, and including Dusty jumping out as well. Now this is where I kind of ran into some creativeness here, because I don't have any parachutes, and trying to do parachutes and make it look like they're actually jumping. So having a background here, I'll grab them real quick. I just put them away, but I'll grab them again, just so you get the idea. So having a sky background underneath as well as up above here, because I do have little paper clips here, so I can just kind of put that up there. You know, I get the guys sitting here and then trying to just use paper or something I can just kind of bend a little bit and have it sit up here. Because I don't have parachutes, so trying to do that is a little tricky. I know that they did do one set that had parachutes, but even if I had that, the question is, how do I film that to make it look convincing? This is an idea I thought of at lunchtime or whatever, and then I had a birthday party to celebrate, so I was like, okay, well, we can come up with this and figure it out, but I wasn't thinking, okay, how do I do a parachute? So this is the best I could do for a parachute. We kind of centered in more on our figure here, and then of course I swapped them out, and I had to put the backpack on every one of them so that way it looked like it was there, and including having Dusty. But with Dusty, I changed it out for a different piece of paper because he's going to have a slightly smaller parachute. I did watch, I've never parachuted myself, but I did watch a friend of the family parachute, and it was the gentleman's wife, and she was like 98 pounds sopping wet. And of course with her parachute, I think she was like the second person out the door. She was the very last person to land, and I think it took her an extra 5 minutes to land because she was so light. And a lot of the parachutes are meant for men being about 140, 160 pounds and that. So, having a little less weight there or whatever caused issues. All right. And then, because I didn't want Kelvin to go through absolutely nothing, we have to have him have something different happen. So he pulls the chute, and of course we can't just have it as anything. So I got these bunnies that I like, stuffed animal bunnies. So I stuffed one in here, and I got a couple sitting behind them like this. So we got 4 of them. So just trying to post them up, and you'll see this, and I got to get all the speech bubbles put in, and we'll get that here shortly. And then he goes, like, oh my God, I got stuffed animals following me. So of course he goes to fall down, and I'll slide this off here, and I'll pull this so that way it kind of looks very, very much more of what we had actually done. So as he lands onto the ground, the bunnies are all underneath him, including the one that's in his backpack. And I think I had one or two the other way, whatever, doesn't matter. And I have him land on the bunnies, and we're going to put like a big squeak, so the bunnies still save him, all nice and safe. And then of course he gets up, and then I have everybody running out towards him. If I can get him to stand up, come on, there we are. So I get everybody running up to him, and I think it was pretty close to a scenario like this, and I don't know where I put Wild Bill. Where'd Wild Bill go? Is he still in the, yeah, he's still on a plane. I had Wild Bill over here. So everybody comes up to make sure he's fine, including Dusty. And he's okay. So that's the idea of our comic. I'll get the speech bubbles all put in, and we'll get it going. And we'll go from there. So we'll get this posted up, and hopefully it's something to smile at, something funny. Always trying to keep it very slapstick funny, because we need that every day. So with that being said, I appreciate very much having you stop by today. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and enjoy.